Folks, Betaflight 4.3 is almost here, and one of the most exciting features that Betaflight 4.3 is bringing to the Betaflight community is this new Presets tab. If we go to the Presets tab, we can see there are a whole bunch. Let's just select all presets and all Betaflight firmware versions. These are little code snippets, little CLI configuration snippets that can be applied to your flight controller. So for example, you want to try BMS Thomas's racing or freestyle rates, right? We go in here and we select and we hit show CLI. And by selecting this preset, these commands will be applied to your flight controller. And this is so exciting. Not just because, oh, you could try out BMS Thomas's rates or Vanover's rates, but like VTX tables. Isn't it so annoying when you have to look up VTX tables on the internet all over the internet? You can't always find what you want. Boom, here are a whole bunch of VTX tables. And the beautiful thing is that these are not just created by the Betaflight devs, but they can be created by community members and submitted via pull request to the Betaflight project, and they can be incorporated as official, or you can actually create your own private repo with your own code snippets that you want to use so that you don't even have to wait for the Betaflight devs if you don't want to. And that is what I've done in this video. So I've got this text file that I keep, and it's got a whole bunch of little code snippets that I use when I set up my quadcopters, and I just copy paste them. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could make my own repo and have like, oh, here's my OSD setup, right? Isn't that cool? So I sat down with Ivan, who is the Betaflight developer who basically invented this whole feature, and he walked me through the process of doing it. And that whole video is about an hour long, and I thought to myself, no one's going to sit through and watch that. So as tempted as I am, I really want to let Ivan speak for himself and let you guys see all of the cool work and effort he put into walking me through this. I also want to provide value to you that you will have a video that you'll actually watch and go through. I'm going to try and edit this down into some concise steps. This is not going to be for everybody, but for the people who are going to want to do it, I hope it's really helpful. Now, I do need to say that I'm going through this on Windows. I'm using Windows 10. The exact steps that I go through may be a little bit different if you're on macOS, or will definitely be different if you are on Linux, but not a lot I can do about that. And the very first thing that you're going to need to do is to download node.js and Git Bash. These two apps are required. I will put the links to where I downloaded them from down in the video description below, as well as timestamps and all the other stuff that's usually in the video description. You'll also need to go to github.com, and if you don't have a GitHub account, go ahead and create a GitHub account as well. So what should I do?
So now you go to github.com/Betaflight. Yeah, just go there and find here firmware presets. It's a little bit down below, and you see the repositories.
Firmware presets, okay.
Yeah. And here you should be able to click fork. Let's see, where's the fork button? So what it does, as you can see on the left side of your screen, it actually creates a complete copy of current firmware presets repository, but in Joshua Bardwell's, you know what I mean. So
yeah, I understand. Yeah, so this is now, I've got a copy of the Betaflight ones.
So now basically, this is a web version of your firmware presets. Now we need to create your local version.
Okay.
And to do this, you click green code button.
Okay. Code?
Yeah, and you can see there's like a link. You copy that link.
Okay.
And then you go to Git Bash.
Okay.
Here you need to navigate to where you actually, like somewhere in your disk. Okay. Yeah, so to go to, all right, cool, yeah. ls. Joshua Bardwell knows how to use command line. Look at that.
I have, it's not my first time.
No, yeah, all right. You do mkdir, git. Yeah, that's nice.
Then, okay, so do I need to now? Okay, so now I'm in this folder.
Yeah, and now you just type git space clone, and then right click and copy that link. Yeah, right there.
And is it going to put that in a subfolder, or is it going to put it in?
Yeah, it's going to create a subfolder firmware presets.
Okay, great. Okay.
Cool. So now you can, now you can navigate to this subfolder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now the first thing you can try to do, which is, well, pretty nice to be able to do, type a node space and then indexer without space slash indexer slash indexer.js.
Oh, whoops. Yeah. What's that going to do?
Right. So indexer.js, what is actually doing, it is running through all your presets, new ones and old ones. It verifies the syntax in these presets, and it also creates index.json file. And index.json file is pretty important for configurator to go to your repository and download your presets.
So if I make changes, then I need to run node indexer slash indexer.js to recreate the index.json.
Yes, sir. This is for your own repository. Yes, you need to do that. Otherwise, your new preset will not show up.
Okay.
So now you open here. You can type explorer.exe space dot, and it shows it opens File Explorer, and this is the repository. So now you go to presets. 4.3, or if there will be like a newer version, then there will be like 4.4. You select which preset type you want to create.
So let's say I'm going to make a rates preset for my freestyle rates.
Yes, sir. And you can see there is already your preset, but we can create another one, you know. So what do? You copy it?
Yeah, what is that? Somebody made one already.
Well, I asked you in, do you remember I asked you in Skype about your presets?
Oh, okay. Oh, cute. Yeah.
And you send me this. You send me.
Interesting.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So
you can, if you want to create a new one, you just copy this one. You name it as you want. Yeah. And then you are not allowed to put spaces or any special symbols. It has to be Bardwell _official or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
And so this is a good idea to always start with a copy, because someone already, walked through it. But yeah, so, and once you open it, you will see a lot of attributes, and you just modify these attributes as you want.
Okay. Now, I think what I'd like to do is, I think that the structure of this file is fairly detailed, and we could go into a lot of depth there. I think what I'd like to do is finish. So let's say I've got this file. I've made whatever changes I want to make.
Yeah, let's at least modify a little bit.
Okay.
So that you will be able to see that we have like title. You see that at the very top there is title.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Change it to something else. Cool. Yeah, now save it, and we can.
Okay, save. Okay.
Yeah. So we saved it. Now you go to Git Bash, and now we actually have to push your changes to your branch.
Do we need to redo the indexer?
Yeah, but let's do it in a different branch.
Okay.
So now let's type command, because programmers don't like to work straight into master. So we need to create a new branch. Okay. And for this, there's a command of creating new branch. It's git checkout -b. I'm sorry, like Boris. And then type your branch name without spaces, like
that.
No, it has to be something description of what you're gonna do in this branch. So in this branch, you're going to add Bardwell official rates. So you can name it.
It just has to have a name.
Yeah. It's without quotes. Yeah,
like that.
Like this. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So enter, and now you can see your Git switch to GB official rate.
So I've made this change to the local file, which has been it's done. We saved that, but we haven't pushed that back up to GitHub online.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're doing now.
We're
going. So now you can type git status is just to see what is happening, and you can see Git tells you that you actually added a new file and you modify these two files.
Okay.
Right, but as you remember, now we need a rerun indexer to generate new index file. Yeah.
Okay.
And you see, well, indexer will crash and will tell you what is wrong if something is wrong with your preset. Like if you forgot title or something like this.
Okay.
Here, instead of OK, it will tell you what is wrong.
So it's just a syntax check.
Yeah, it's like a syntax check. So now you type git add minus capital A.
Git add -A.
Minus capital A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And now
what's that do?
It actually tells Git that you want to add these files to your commit history.
Okay.
It doesn't add them yet to the history, but it tells that these files, all of the files you modified, it stands like -A means all files. So
Okay.
all files you modified, you want to add them to your commit history. And now you're actually creating a commit. To create a commit, you type git commit -m. And then in quotes, you briefly describe what are your changes, like adding, JB official rates. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Enter.
So I haven't logged in yet.
Oh yeah, so you have to log in.
User.email? What does that mean?
Just type user.email.
Oh,
right?
literally type user.email.
Yeah, literally type that.
Like that?
Yeah, and then your email and remove Joshua Bardwell.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Nice. And then the same also git config ---- global, but instead of user email, you type username, and then you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we try to commit.
Yes. All right. So now we committed, and commit means that we modified your local history, but this is still local. It's not on the server. Now we need to push it to the server. And to push it to the server, we type git push origin. Origin stands for like your remote personal repository. And then you need to type your branch name. You can start typing add and then click and then press tab. Yeah, and then enter. It probably will ask you for credential or something like that. Yeah. All right. Did you push it?
I think so, yeah.
All right, yeah. So now you can open your repository and you can see your so there is like a little icon at the left top which says master. You see under yellow thing right here. You can switch to your new branch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then here you will be able to navigate through all these files and find your preset. You know what I mean? It's just, just to double check how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's there.
Yeah, and now if you give me link, or if you actually have the a latest nightly configurator, you can set it to your own branch and you will be able to see your own.
So let's try that.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's on my local branch.
Yes, sir.
I need to plug something in.
Oh, you can actually use this fancy new
virtual
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to presets here.
Yeah.
And then, hang on, let me move this out of the way. I do preset sources.
Yeah, preset sources.
New custom source.
Yeah, and this is just a name. And then you need to copy URL from Github.
The URL is going to be here.
Everything before blob. Yeah, like that. Yep.
Now, so this is the firmware presets, but we're in the add JB official branch.
Yeah. And then, so once you type that, just go to configurator and type that one. And then configurator will also ask you for branch name. So you see now the branch name, and you can type, and it's better to copy it. You kind of created a complicated branch name.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Here too works too. Yeah.
Okay. So like that, and then
save, and then make active, and then
so I can only have one active at a time, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's only one active at a time.
Okay.
And then okay. And then now you see, because what's it called? The firmware of the virtual thing is 4.2 automatically detected. So you need on the right side, you see you have firmware selected 4.2 in the search bar, a little bit below, Like where are the...
I see.
Yeah. So you can select all. Yeah. Let's see.
No, still.
All right.
Oh, there they are. There they are. Oh, it's Joshua Bardwell. So there it is.
Yeah, and you can see how that works.
Well, and because I forked this off the main repo, all the main repo ones are here too.
Yes, sir. All of them are here too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I want to take the add JB official rates, can I incorporate that back into the main firmware presets? Or like, let's say I've made several changes and I'm ready to.
Like if you want, all right. If you want several changes, yeah, there are multiple ways to do it in Git. So, so you can go to Git, like Git Bash. I mean, open Git Bash.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you need to go, like, it's better to create a new branch that you are going to use for configurator. So let's create a new branch.
Okay.
And like name it, I don't know, like you figure out the name. It should be like
a new branch of what?
Yeah, a new branch in your repository. It will be a new branch that you are using for configurator. You know what I mean? So configurator will go to this branch.
Yeah, okay. Like this one, Joshua Bardwell /firmware presets?
No. So Joshua Bardwell /firmware presets is your repository. One repository can have multiple branches.
Uh-huh.
Right now you have two branches, master and add GB official rates. Right?
Okay.
Well, you also have backup because official Betaflight also has a backup.
I see. So if I'm going to make another change, I would make another branch for that change.
Yeah.
But then all of the changes are scattered throughout the different branches. How can I make them all be in one branch? So would I merge them back to master?
Yeah, you can merge them back to master, but here's the thing. So like you need to figure out what exactly you want to do. If you want to create your own preset repository source, then you can create all your changes in one branch. But if you want to do a pull request to the official Betaflight,
okay, I see.
Then it's better to be one pull request for one new preset.
I see. And you said that typically you would not make your changes in master. You would leave master alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you can see actually GitHub is pretty fancy. In the yellow bar, it actually tells you that you just modified, and you can click that button and create pull request to official Betaflight repository.
So, okay, so then if I've made this one change, so I'm going to make a new branch, I'm going to make one change in that branch, and then I'm going to create a pull request back to Betaflight Firmware Presets.
Yes, sir.
Which will then invite the Betaflight devs to incorporate that.
Yeah, so right now, if you click, like, just don't click that button. But if you click that button, create pull request, the green button at the bottom, then it will create a pull request for me and for Chris to review.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Well, all right, folks, the next thing that we did was we went over how to actually create the preset file and what some best practices are for doing it. But I think this video is already plenty long enough, and I may put that stuff in a separate video after I've dug into it in a little more depth. At this point, though, you should know how to do the basic steps of creating your GitHub repo and making your changes and then pushing those changes up to GitHub so that Betaflight Configurator can find your changes for your private repo, or you could submit a pull request back to Betaflight to get your changes incorporated as an official community preset. I would like to say that before you submit a pull request to the Betaflight devs, like, please don't overwhelm them with a bunch of just BS pull requests. Try to submit pull requests only because they have to manually review every single one that you submit and then accept or reject it. And it would be, if everyone who watches this video did that, it would be overwhelming. And basically ask yourself, is this something that is going to contribute to the community, or is this just something that I personally find useful? And if you personally find it useful, just put it in a private repo, share it on your Discord server. Anyone can add this, not just you. but only do a pull request if you really think it's going to be worth the Betaflight devs' times in order to do that. And make sure that you have followed best practices for creating the presets. For example, there's a best practice where you #include the default configuration before you make your modifications. And if that sentence didn't immediately make sense to you, you probably shouldn't be submitting a pull request. Fair enough? All right, I'll put a link to this page in the video description if you want to go ahead and start interpreting and modifying and making your own presets. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much to you guys for watching, and thank you so much to Ivan for taking an hour and a half out of his night to basically do me a personal favor and walk me through this. And I hope that that this helps the community as well as a way of sort of thanking him for his time. That's going to do it for this video. Happy flying, everybody. You guys, I don't know where I am, and I don't know what's going to happen, but if I don't make it out of this, I just want to know that you subscribe to my channel, or maybe join my Patreon, or click one of these videos I picked out for you.